But they call it Hulaing Babies because they're hulaing.
That's why I thought it was a Chinese word. I'm like, Howling.
Yeah, in our first impressions episode, you're like...
That's why I skipped it. I'm like, fucking China.
Fucking China, dude.
Anytime there's an X, I'm like, nope.
Yeah, the only Chinese shows that me and Nick watch. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Anime Summit Podcast, and we're going to tell you why Hulaing Babies is Anime of the Decade. I'm Sam the Bomb. With me is Nick Too Slick.
Mya-nee!
And we don't have a Danny today because she is busy, but that's okay. We're going to...
How many listeners do you think just shut off the podcast when I did that?
Dude, don't worry about it. How many... You got to think like an optimist. You got to be like, how many people turned it on because I just did that?
Yeah, they're like, oh, I think they might scream like an idiot. I'm going to turn this on.
Look, the ultimate duo is back. No drop, no tear, Nick and Sam, the turkey mom. The turkey mom, that's a new one instead of the turkey time. Sam, the turkey mom, no drop club, Nick. Ultimate Duo is back to give you winter review right now. Winter 2019 review. First season of the year. We're going to go down what we finished, what we watched, do maybe a couple of mentions at the end. And, yeah, dude. You know what? We'll get into it, but just really quickly, I thought, definitely thought this season was super fun. And the Sakuga in this season, dude. Whew.
Show.
Holy shit, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, the only thing this episode is we are going to not be doing like the award style because for one, we don't have all three of us. And then two, it's kind of like a pain in the ass to set that up. So
I think even with all three of us, like, yeah, just I forgot that we weren't. Yeah, we should have mentioned that. It's like it's fun. But I think
we'll probably do it again at some point. But
I think for like the summies and year reviews, like we'll do it, right? Like, but yeah, I don't know. It's too much. I think it's kind of, and then at the end we're kind of hurrying it, and we don't want to do that. So yeah,
the tough part is like you don't necessarily get to talk about each show like in as much depth as you might want. So
because we're too busy trying to go through the awards and say like
and you might stick to like a small number of shows rather than every single one. Like you might not mention one of them. So
and even if the ones like we don't even get to mention some of the ones that we watched halfway through or reasons why we dropped this one and
Oh god, do I have to pull up my drop list?
Pull up your
just assume everything that I don't talk about I drop I put on hold.
Just take you no longer get that title. You no longer get to be No Drop Nick.
I haven't been No Drop Nick for like a year and like 2 years.
That's true. Well, I mean, like that was shitty too because last year you were working like 2 jobs and shit. And
yeah, well, not this year though. I'm doing just the regular 40s. So
this is why IRL sucks. You should just watch anime all the time. Watch anime, play video games, and talk on Discord.
Except don't force yourself to marathon 30 episodes in 2 days.
Like what we did.
Not as fun as it might seem.
Except I didn't do it in 3 days. I did it like in 4 days. But Nick did it in 2 days.
Yeah, no, literally 30 episodes
just to catch up with winter so we could talk about. Hey, but that's okay though. That's what we do. So before we get into it though, just gonna take a quick break. Okay, and we're back. Thank you for that. And also, go to links.animesummit.net. You can find everything right there. Okay? I don't need to fucking tell you, all right? Go to the YouTube. Go to the iTunes, Google Podcast. We're on iTunes, Google Podcast, Spotify. Oh, but if you go on iTunes, though, you should leave a review. Leave a review on iTunes. Give us 5 out of 5 stars. Tell us that we're Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. And go on Amazon. If you go in the search bar, type in Anime Summit T-shirt and buy a T-shirt. If you buy a T-shirt, you will receive your Anime Summit wings, and we'll get a shout out, and I'll send you a gift. So suck it! I'm just kidding. That being said, let's get into it. Nick Too Slick and me had to compromise on the waifu and Husbando because I think during our first impressions, I chose Haru the cat from My Roommate as a Cat. And then Nick was like, I'm pretty sure
To
you did
nobody's
that.
surprise.
Yeah, yeah, that's like, he's like, I'm pretty sure you did that already, and even if not, you can't pick a cat. I'm like,
You were thinking it.
shut up, dude. Shut up, Nick. So Nick got to pick the waifu, and I picked the husbando. So waifu is Mya-nee or Mya-nee from Wataten. And husbando is Hyakkimaru from Dororo. Because he's a badass. And you can't help but, like, love him. You just want to nurture him.
He's got that beautiful hair.
He does have really beautiful hair. Like, what the fuck?
It's spiky and nice, and he wears like robes all the time,
flows.
like the dude. His arms are made out of swords.
Flows in the wind. Yeah.
You don't even need... He's like Edward Scissorhands, basically, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's actually a really cool comparison. God, don't say that, Nick. Now fucking Tim Burton is going to do a Hollywood adaptation and fuck it up with his fucking quirky music and, like...
Make it into a musical.
Fucking there's
Speaking
like
of musical.
There's like a skinless baby on the screen, and it's just like dun 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 dun. Like,
This is Halloween. This is Halloween. The baby has like worms coming out of its eyeballs.
oh my god.
Speaking of musical, Wataten had a musical in the last episode. We'll get to that. But like Mya-nee, her actual name is Hinako, I think. Or no, sorry. Miyako Hoshino, that's her name. So, for the record, her little sister just screams Mya-nee. Somebody made a video, I think Loliconics, or it may have been someone else. They made a YouTube video of every time the little sister said Mya-nee, and it was like 10 minutes long.
Oh god.
The funny thing is, like, you don't get sick of it. So, yeah. Anyway, great character. She's very shy, and she makes costumes and food.
So she makes food, so it's okay.
She bribes little girls with sweets to pose for her in photos.
Should we answer
Nothing wrong with that.
these questions right now before just getting into it, or do you want to answer them at the end? Like, how do we feel about the season? How does it compare to other seasons?
Oh, let's just do them now.
How did we feel about Winter 19 overall? Well, as I said earlier, I don't know. Like, let me look at... I have the tab for last season open right now. I mean, last season had Bunny Senpai, right? And I guess Slime and SAO started last season, and we watched them this season because they continued into this season. But, like, I really only cared about, like, Gridman and Zombieland Saga last season. Like, if I'm really looking at it, right?
You're talking about fall? Yeah.
I don't know. There was Honda Face, Skullface Johnson. And then there was the second season of Golden Kamui, which was dope.
Oh yeah, Golden Kamuy. I heard people really like that one. I've only seen the first season. I didn't get a chance to catch up to season 2, and I may never. So
I have to finish it, but I only got like 5 episodes left. I might just bang those out tonight.
it is a pretty decent dub, so maybe I'll just stick on the dub in the background. You know?
I actually went back and watched some of the dub for like funny moments, like from season 1, and yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know though. I still feel like even so, I enjoyed this season way more. Plus, like I said earlier too, the Sakuga, because of Dororo and Mob Psycho especially, and I think,
you had Mappa and Bones, like
yeah,
GG, and A1 Pictures actually. As much as Digibro fucking hates that, everybody take a drink. Nick mentioned Digibro. But like,
I don't take a shot.
A1 Pictures does a pretty good job, like when they put on their A team. So
Yeah, and even some of Shield Hero, Kinema Citrus, some of the scenes from Shield Hero were pretty cool.
yeah, some of them. I wouldn't say that was like a Sakuga fest.
No,
okay.
definitely not. Definitely not. But
Or moments.
what about you? How do you
Promised
feel?
Neverland
How
is
do you
decent.
feel compared to fall anyway?
Oh,
Definitely better than summer.
I should
I'll
probably
just say
click
that.
on fall here.
I'll say it's definitely better than summer. Summer did have
Yeah,
sales.
most
at work.
seasons are better than summer. Yeah, like because summer season is usually pretty slow. I think did one year have Made in Abyss during the summer? Was that 2017 that had Made in Abyss in the summer, or was that the fall? Anyway,
No, I think that was earlier, dog. Or no,
it was 2017. I know that, but anyway, yeah. So comparing to fall, I mean, I think it's like relatively on par. Because you had Gridman in the fall, and that was really good.
Made in Abyss was summer 17. Sorry.
JoJo's. I know a lot of people like Run with the Wind, but that was kind of both seasons anyway.
Actually, yeah, a lot of people like that one.
If you think about it, these seasons are very similar because you can have like 1-to-1 comparison. You have Wataten is Uza-made, and then you have all the sequels that like run into the next season.
ton of
I
stuff.
don't know. I would say winter is definitely a better season. It's weird because winter season the last few years has actually been one of the better ones. Because last year you had Devilman Crybaby. A couple years ago you had like Three Gatsu no Lion. You had Shogun Roku Rakugo Shinju, Konosuba. A lot of good stuff in the winter. I think Death Parade was in the winter. So compared to other winter seasons, I think this one's pretty on par.
Yeah, I feel like winter, because I think we've said before in the past winter seasons that it was like, it's like winter and summer seem to kind of have that slowness. But this winter, though, I like finished 6 shows and watched like halfway through 5 other shows. So like, or about halfway through. I mean, I don't know. I agree.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's what we aim for. We aim to finish about half a dozen. If you want, I mean, if it's a really good season, we'll do more. But
I feel like I agree with you. We could do a whole episode on like comparing, just a discussion on comparing, like, you know. Like,
yeah, I mean, and you can actually find that on if you go to the Malgraph. I think you can. I don't know if it goes by season. It'll go by year though. You can see. Well, maybe that's not as much of like as micro level as we want to get, because if we want to go season to season, we'd have to like manually find our average score or something like that.
Well, also too in our
That'd be
decade
a simple way
in
to
our
do it.
decade episode, we're definitely going to be comparing years. So, I mean, we could do that.
Yeah,
too,
we
though.
got them all listed out.
That episode's going to be long.
Speaking of
Just
that,
heads up, that episode's going to be long. That's going to be
without. Yeah, well, that's going to be split into probably 2 parts, maybe 3. I think 2 would probably be better, like 2-hour episodes.
It's going to be
give
a
or take,
Deathly
but-
Hollows situation.
Yeah,
Avengers.
it'll be a Hobbit situation where you just bloated.
Split into 3. See, I remember
3 episodes of 17 shows each.
I remember when they said that movie was only going to be split into 2, and then they were like, we better do 3. But yeah. Anyway, any shows that have a shot of making our top 50 anime of the decade? I mean,
Yeah, I think for me, I see. You can look at my list you can look at my sheet that we made. We have our own shared sheet where we rank them, and we're all kind of just chipping away at it as we go. I have like an on the bubble section, and a few of them made it, like Dororo, Promised Neverland. Those are probably the ones that have the best chance of making it for me.
Yeah, Mob Psycho is going to be treated as like the franchise. We're not going to do like Mob Psycho 1.
Yeah,
or 2.
well, that's already on my list.
Yeah,
so
that's already on mine for sure.
it'll be on there somewhere for sure. I mean, not number 1 like some people would have it, but
That was a call out.
shout out to the Discord. But like, it's a great show. Yeah. I mean, so yeah, technically one of them is already on there, Mob Psycho. I think Promised Neverland has a decent shot. The only thing that I'm hesitating about is that it's getting the sequel in like what 2020.
Yeah, 2020
So
is what they said.
The only problem is like I would only be able to rank like this section of the show in the list.
Right.
So if it makes it, it'll be for me personally like a little bit lower down, but we'll see.
Right. That's probably what I would do too if it ends up on my top 50. But
I had Kaguya at first for a while, then like the more that I thought about it, the more that I'm like, there's like better. I don't know. It's there's enough flaws in Kaguya that I can't see myself putting it on the top 50.
Sure.
And I know you didn't finish that one, is that right?
Nah, I wasn't really into it. I was just kind of in for the cute stuff, but then I was kind of like,
Yeah, for Chica.
yeah, I'd rather watch the other stuff.
Well, and the thing is, you can just even if you don't watch the show, just find some Chica highlights. Like for sure, everybody should watch the Chica dance, and there's various YouTube videos showing Chica's like noises and her expressions and stuff, and that's pretty good. I mean, watch a couple episodes of the show and then watch Chica. There you go.
Not as cute as
Right.
Haru the cat. Anyway,
The real talk, that cat is not very cute.
dude, fuck
Don't
you.
at me. 5 out of 10 at best. What can I say?
I'm gonna cut you so bad.
Oh man,
Dude, I'm
Hey, Sam, I'm going to the store. What flavor haterade do you want?
Dude, I'm going full chola. I'm gonna bust out the knife. Just stab
Come on!
you in the liver.
It's not that cute of a cat.
I'm gonna kick your
Look at
ass.
I don't like it.
Haru. I don't like it. You ever just meet
Look,
somebody?
Danny's dog is like 50 times cuter than that cat.
Oh, Finn. Yeah, Finn.
Yeah, that thing looks fake.
Phineas.
By the way.
Yeah, Danny's dog is a fucking doll. Like, that's not real.
It literally looks like a doll. Like it looks better than a doll. It's
Yes,
stupid.
Sen said that one time. She was like, "Is your dog a stuffed animal?"
Yeah, I know. Like, it's doesn't even look real. It's like a fucking Instagram model dog.
If you're listening to this, we'll make sure that Danny sends Nick a picture, tweets out a picture of Phineas.
Or maybe in the Discord or something.
Yeah, post in the Discord of
No,
Phineas.
she'll only post in the Discord. If you want to see it, come to the Discord.
Come to the Discord, yeah. You can find that on YouTube descriptions under Twitter and Instagram. Anyway, Nick's got a list of shows here. I'm going to let him take the lead. We're going to go down this list, and this is mostly stuff that both him and I finished, and we can go down and talk. We each have our power rankings, obviously, of our top 5 shows, and then we'll mention some other stuff at the end. So here you go.
Our power rankings are basically what we finished.
yeah.
Like in order.
I definitely finished more this time around than last season, but yeah.
Yeah. I think I finished a similar amount, but it felt like more because I was fucking marathoning.
Because you're a marathon, yeah. God.
Yeah. But yeah, so let's just get into it. I guess you want to just start from the most popular and go down, work our way down.
Yeah, that's how you put it on here, right? I have it the tab open too, but yeah. Tate no Yushu,
Oh no, my page is. So if you go onto the Mal seasonal page and like you scroll your mouse back and forth, it like fucks up the text on there, and then eventually you can't even click the link to the show.
You just glitch out your browser.
Maybe that's just me.
That might just be your browser. Yeah, I don't know. That's not happening to me.
No, like I'm pushing my mouse back and forth, and the text is getting the paragraph is getting thinner and thinner each time. It's like disappearing. I don't know, they did a weird.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, because you know why? They
fucking Mal, dude.
The way they code the description on there, when you hover your mouse over it, you need to be able to scroll up and down. But then, like the way they coded it, they must have put shrink every time.
Yeah, if you go up and down, it'll disappear at every time. That's crazy. It used to disappear instantly. So shout out to my anime list. There you go.
See, this is why mail sucks. Anyway.
It still has the best UI. Come on. Sorry if you can't rate shows out of 100, like Annie List. This show's a 99.
You can change
not a
it,
98.
though. You can change how you rate stuff on there.
Yeah, I know.
Don't be mad. Don't be hated. Are you?
I like I'm hating on that, but like I would totally use that. That was the thing.
The first
like,
one,
get out of here, 96. This is for 97s only.
This is for 97s only. This is fucking Shield Hero, which is the top. It's the top spot.
And Sam, how far did you get in Shield Hero? You didn't finish.
I watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes. I don't know. I didn't really like it. I'm getting sick of
the good thing
isekais.
about this. The good thing about it though is it has a simul dub, so it's dubbed the same week that the sub comes out, as far as I know, or at least very close. So that's good. I've just been watching it dubbed. Fuck it, like.
Right.
It's so easy. Put it on while I'm making food. There you go.
It just made me want to watch SAO, to be honest with you.
Yeah. SAO, I would say, is definitely a better version of Shield Hero. Even with the flaws of SAO, it's still just better. It doesn't have Philo, which is my favorite character, but we'll get to that.
She's
so
like the
Shield
blonde
Hero,
hair, right?
Yeah, she's the girl who turns into a giant bird.
Yeah.
And the one I posted on Twitter with Homer Simpson disappearing into the bushes, but they replaced it with the bird. But yeah, the basic idea of Shield Hero is like there's these real world people who get sucked into another world, isekai, and they're forced to wield these heroic legendary weapons and defend this kingdom from the onslaught of this maelstrom, basically. And I don't have the right names for that, but that's the basic gist of it. And the Shield Hero is the main character. He's just like shat on by the king and like the court and this one bitch who everybody hates. I forgot her name, but she sucks. Malty, I think. Yeah, I think her name is Malty. She sucks. You know that meme of like it's like, you are the very best, not you, at doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thank you for everything, not you.
Yeah. Thank you for everything, not you. That's what she'd be the not you, because she basically frames him for some bullshit. And anyway, so he's got to slog through a lot of difficulties and tasks. So continuing on to Shield Hero, he builds his companions. He gets Raftalia, who's like a slave / like raccoon girl, and Philo, who's somewhat similar. I think he buys her as well, and she's kind of like a mount. She helps like pull the wagon and shit, and she's like really strong, and they level up. They're basically his offense because he only has a shield. He's not even allowed to wield any other weapon. It like falls out of his hand.
Yeah, that's his like legendary weapon. He has to wield that. Yeah.
But the shield has like a ton of abilities. It's like really useful. So
yeah,
and then eventually like
expands and makes like a big, like ephemeral shield.
Yeah, he can like trap people in it. He can like float on it. He can heal people and shit. It's crazy. It's like really overpowered, but the only thing is he has like barely any offense. That's why he has to use these like orange balloons.
Yeah.
These like shitty little like level 1 balloon monsters. But yeah, so they're just defending from the maelstrom and dealing with the royalty bullshit, and they're slowly discovering, like, unraveling more about them. They meet Malty's, like, I think it's her younger sister. She's also royalty, and like she tries to make friends, and they're trying to like frame her for some shit. And it's a pretty decent show overall. Like, I don't want to get too much into the weeds of it, but it's okay. I know you were saying it had Sakuga, but honestly, I think the animation in the show is like really average. Not to like disagree too hard, but
yeah, there's like a few scenes like when he does some of the shield abilities, it looks really cool. And
yeah,
I think
it's fine.
I like the character design. A lot of people seem to like the show though, so I'm not gonna,
Well, it's because
like,
it's easy to watch. You just it's like McDonald's. You just eat it.
It's like McDonald's, yeah.
Another reason why you need to watch The Asterix War Sucks.
Raptalia is like a chicken McNugget. It's my favorite. That's like, yeah,
but not the kind with a cartilage.
it's got a yeah, you bite down on the cartilage. It's got a 8.37 on Mal. I mean, it's popular.
Yeah, these isekais always get bloated scores.
Yeah, I'm
not
big on isekais anymore.
I mean, it's fine though. Like, the thing is, it's not a bad show. It's good. It's okay. It's like average.
It's like average.
AKA 8 out of 10 average. So, I think it's weird. I don't have any like real knocks against it, but it's also not really going above and beyond in any particular moment. Like, he's very protective of his companions, and he wants people to pay him money, and like that's Naofumi's like characterization basically.
Yeah.
And he's very distrustful of everything, and he hates the kingdom, even though they need him to save them. It's kind of a weird dynamic. They're like, you have to save us. Also, we're not really going to help you that much.
Right, yeah, he just gets in these fucked up situations, yeah.
Yeah. One really funny part was, I think it was the king. He was having an argument with him, and the king is like, the cursed shield. And in the dub, the way he said that was so fucking funny. It reminded me of like those old Zelda cartoons where he's like, "Look, my boy."
Excuse me.
Yeah, it reminded me of that. Squad-a-la.
Or Bison from the American Street Fighter cartoon where he's like, "Yes."
Oh god, that's the GIF. Yeah, I always post that.
Yeah.
But like it has some unintentional comedy. Philo's super cute. She turns into a bird and they sleep in her feathers and stuff. And there's a funny scene where like Raptalia invited him to sleep with her and like in her bed because she was like afflicted with this curse from the dragon that they had battled earlier. And he's like, "No, I'm an isekai protagonist." I'd be like, "Shit." I'd have my shield off already at that point, even though he can't take it off. It's a decent show, Shield Hero. I would say, like, if you just want another isekai, you can't really go too wrong with it. So it's still ongoing, halfway done.
If you're into that, yeah, just watch it. The Promised Neverland, Yakusoku no Neverland.
Yeah, so this one is
Cloverworks.
It was really good. It's not an original, is it? It's based on a manga. That's right. Yeah,
based on a manga. Yeah. Actually, I don't think there were originals this season, or any. If there was, they weren't good.
Oh no, there's always originals like every season.
Oh, Endro was okay. Sweet, never mind.
Yeah, Endro's original.
Sorry, I had to scroll down for a second.
Some number of them are. I think there's another one that we may have dropped. It might just be Endro. No, there's Igao no Daika and various others. Oh, Hikutai, the Girls and Their Planes show. I actually never started that one. The Magnificent Kotobuki. This is going to be another brief shout out. I know Sam doesn't like it, but like, so if you want an exhaustive list of like almost every single seasonal show, then I would recommend listeners to check out the Otaku Spirit podcast, because that's like their shtick. Like, they cover everything in the season, and like we don't necessarily do that. We just kind of watch our favorites. You can cut that out of the podcast if you want.
No, I don't mind when you shout out the podcast.
It's like not even a competition though, because like, if you think about it, we do different things. And
no, I just hate it when you constantly go crunchy/basement or whatever. It's like, shut the fuck up. Stop marketing people's.
I shill from others' basement.
Stop marketing other people's codes. Like, fuck. You need
Yeah,
our
but
own
yeah, I mean-
Crunchyroll code.
If you want to hear opinions on like the shows we don't talk about, then Otaku Spirit is where I would start. That's a good place to go.
Shout out to
also,
Otaku
obviously, Anime News Network, they do seasonal breakdowns and articles for like almost every show. So that's another good place. It's
Also,
written
our
content,
podcast
so-
is pretty good. You should listen to us too. Okay.
Yeah, we do okay.
Yeah, right. That's enough. God damn it.
God damn, I just spent like a minute shilling other people.
That's what I'm saying, dude. But yeah, Promised Neverland, dude. Man, this show was sick. But I mean, a lot of people were. It's about this orphanage, and it seems really like fine, right? They all get they grow up, and then when they get adopted, they leave the orphanage, and come to find out at the end of the first episode that they're actually being farmed for food by demons or monsters. We don't even know what they are. We don't know if they're aliens or monsters or demons or what. They're just monsters.
Yeah, at this point, it's been long enough. We can spoil the first episode. I think that's fair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Look, if you look at the, look at the fucking cover art. Just look at it. Like,
yeah, we're gonna try and
Come
not
on.
spoil as much as we can, but
that's like saying School Live. Like, oh, School Live's normal. Like, no, it's obviously there's something dark under the surface.
right.
So.
It's a seasonal review though, so just be careful. But at the same time, we're gonna try.
Yeah, we
and
won't
not-
spoil too much more. We're not going to say like what happens at the end, just the first episode,
Right.
but- and our impressions on it.
But basically, they spend the whole show then trying to figure out what to do, and then they try and plan an escape. So like, it's a really cool show. There's a bunch of like twists, even between the three main characters, Emma, Norman, and Ray. They're the three smartest in their class, and they try and also they figure out, like in episode 2 or 3, they figure out that the smartest kids actually stay the longest because
their brains are juicier or something.
yeah,
for the
they're more
monsters to eat.
intelligent, or yeah. So when they're
I don't know how that makes any sense, but
when they're
just go with
when
it.
they're 12 they max out at 12 years old. So at 12 years old, they'll ship them out. If their brain is fully developed earlier than that, like they're not going to get any better, or they think they're not going to get any better, then you could get shipped out earlier. But yeah, they're basically considered they're animals, and they're being farmed for these monsters. And the mom, her name is Isabella. She's like their caretaker, their guardian. She's in on it. Like she's the one. She's like,
Yeah, she's like the main antagonist.
Yeah.
There's also Sister Crone, who is in the show as well. She's another mom who joins the what do they call it? They don't call it a farm. They call it just like a house.
They call it the Gracefield House. And they pass it off as an orphanage, but they call it a plant. Like
and it's like this compound that's surrounded by walls, basically, and a little bit of forest.
Got a little Attack on Titan situation happening, yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a prequel.
It's a prequel. But
the
like
armored Titan breaks in.
yeah,
They're like, "Go, fellas!" And they run between their legs.
yeah. So then there's also there's the mom, and then there's sisters. Sisters are like moms, but they assist the mom. And then the Sister Crone comes in like episode 2 or 3. Or no, it's 3, I think, at the end of.
Yeah, she comes in relatively early.
But yeah, dude, it's a crazy show. A lot of
It's a butt clencher.
shout out to Young Trey V. He calls it the butt clenching show. Yeah, he's like, time to clench my ass. Like, oh, new Promised Neverland's out. Time to clench my ass. Yeah, dude, butt clencher the anime. It's really cool. Like you go through, they're trying to figure stuff out. They're trying to figure out how mom works. They're trying to figure out what she
they're
does.
plotting an escape.
Yeah, well, all while trying to figure out these details of how they do business. They're trying to plot their escape at the same time. And
Yeah, because oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry, I was just saying that Ray, Emma, and Norman, they're the smartest in their class, or not in their class, but just like in the whole orphanage. And they take these classes in the orphanage, like they take these crazy intelligence courses and stuff like that. Emma's like really athletic and honest, and then Norman is like, I don't know, he's super smart. And then Ray is like also super smart, but he's more logical.
Yeah, Ray has like a lot going on too. We're not going to spoil what happens, but there's Ray's backstory and like his reasons for doing things are more nuanced than some of the other children. So
right, and Ray is kind of more like, there's things about Ray too that you find out where you're just like, oh shit. But dude, it's cool.
Yeah, so if there were D&D characters, Emma would be like lawful good, I think.
Yeah.
What would Norman be? He'd be like lawful neutral or something, or good. I don't know. Ray would be chaotic something, right?
He'd be like chaotic good.
Chaotic good
or chaotic neutral. He's kind of like, because
yeah, something to that effect.
there's I don't, without spoiling it, but I mean, well, you kind of find out like in episode 4 or 5.
But
I
mean, you get the idea basically.
Yeah.
He's
like
got some history.
Some history, but all together they try and figure. It's like there's so many questions. There's like, okay, what's mom's purpose? And she's human like us, so how did she get the position she has? How is she keeping track of us? Does she see us when we do stuff at night? Is there any other children here that potentially know already that this is what's going on? And how do they ship us? And all this other stuff. Like it's so much to figure out, but you kind of forget. You almost forget that they're kids. But then you remember. But even when you do remember that they're kids, it's okay because you know that they're super smart. Well,
and it shows that they are, because the mom and the sister are way stronger and smarter than all the kids.
Right.
So when Sister Crone is chasing them around at one point, she's just like lightning fast, and there's like no way they can escape her. So like the kids all have to work together to outsmart one adult, basically.
Right. It's and it's really cool. Like they play tag and stuff, and yeah, that's when
it's almost Ender's Game-ish a little bit, but maybe not as brutal as that.
Not as yeah. It is really brutal because at the end of the first episode, when they find out all about all this shit, it's because
that's a good first episode.
It was a little girl that got shipped out, Connie, I think her name was, and they were
spoilers.
Like, yeah,
you're really spoiling that episode.
Yeah, they're like, well, she forgot her doll. Let's go give it to her, right? And then they find her like dead in the back of a truck, and it's their brains that they eat. So it's like, oh shit, dude. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out why they would ship them out early. Why wouldn't they just harvest everybody the maximum?
I don't know.
I mean, it's not like your brain's going to deteriorate by the time you're 12. But maybe there's just like a huge demand for brain, and they just need to keep going.
But maybe they don't know that. Yeah, I don't know. They also do mention early on too that plant that they're at is one of the best. Like some of the best kids come out of that plant. So
yeah.
Like, I don't know. But anyway, it's a cool show.
One thing I wish that they had done is paid homage to The Great Escape. You know, the old, I don't even know who made it, but it's like a famous movie where they're escaping from a World War II camp, I think. I'm really fuzzy on this. But like there's a scene in The Great Escape where the guy is in a cell and he's like chucking a baseball against the wall. You would know it when you see it. He's just sitting down, he's got one leg up, throwing a baseball against the wall, bouncing back. That's a famous scene. I wish they had done that. That'd been kind of cool. But I mean, I guess they're not really going to put a kid into a cell.
Wait, they did do that. There is an episode where Ray does that.
Oh man, I must have missed that.
Yeah, no, there is an episode where it was Ray or Norman. They do that. Because
was he throwing a ball against the wall?
Yeah, he was contemplating some shit. It was Ray, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because like I said,
it would have to be Ray.
There's some history with Ray, and he's like contemplating shit, and he's like throwing a ball against it. Dude.
But it makes more sense if he's...
Good fucking way to point that out. That's awesome.
And why didn't they carry dirt in their pockets? Come on. Where's the tunneling?
At the end of it, and Norman's just like full metal jacket.
They ride a motorcycle out of there.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking badass.
But yeah, dude, 12 episodes. It's going to be a second season in 2020.
Yeah, really good directing, really good soundtrack.
Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite openings, by the way.
Mamoru Kanbei.
Mamoru Kanbei. But yeah, the opening is Touch Off by Uberworld. Very famous J-rock band in Japan right now. So, but yeah, dude, I like it. It's cool. The two openings I like this season are not like your typical anime openings, so that's why I like them. But yeah, dude, that's a good show. You guys should watch it. 12 episodes.
And now we're talking about a sequel, Mob Psycho 102.
Mob Psycho.
The second season. So if you haven't seen the first season of Mob Psycho, go watch that. It's really great.
Yeah, actually, there's a couple of people in our Discord who are like, yeah, I just ran through the first season so I could watch this one because everyone's like talking about it. Like there was somebody today who said that. It was funny. But
Yeah, because like we're all caping up for it.
dude,
But it's by the same creator as One Punch Man. I think his name is just One.
One Punch
and-
Man.
In any case, same guy as One Punch Man.
Yeah,
Mob Psycho is a lot more like kooky and weird. It's not as bombastic, at least not like right away. And it's less of a parody than One Punch Man. It's more of like a traditional like coming of age type of story, where a character is trying to like find his place in the world and make friends and all that. So season 2, it's kind of like a different arc from season 1. He's still like. You technically could watch this without seeing season 1. I wouldn't recommend it because there's like some recurring characters, but like you could. It's a different plot. There's like a different arc than season 1. So,
Well, when you get to the end though of
or
this
set of
season,
arcs.
there's characters in there that are from.
Well, it's like a Avengers style where they gather a bunch of characters
yeah,
together.
from the first
Yeah.
season. But I mean, this show was fucking cool. Like I Mob Psycho is just really cool. The whole thing, like.
Yeah, and Studio Bones is the animators.
But I love.
And they do-
fucking love Bones.
Yeah, Bones is great. Like they do a good job on this because they let everything go off model. They make it like messy and squiggly, which I like. And they really, especially when Mob is the basic idea of Mob Psycho is he's an Esper. He has like psychic powers. Him and a bunch of other people. Mob happens to be the strongest, or is he? And
Right.
him and Reagan have to like solve people's problems. Reagan is his mentor, even though Reagan has no psychic powers at all. He's still Mob's mentor, and Mob like is aware of that.
Yeah, he's like an exorcist con artist, kind of.
Yeah, he's a con artist with a heart of gold, basically.
Yeah.
It's funny because like he solves a lot of people's problems with like placebo effect. It's fucking like this. It actually does work.
And
If
then
you,
when there's
like-
actual ghosts
Yeah.
involved, he'll call Mob to just like exercise.
Yeah,
him.
yeah. It's great, and it's funny because like Reagan's really fearless. Like he'll do anything to like protect Mob. He'll like jump in front of a bullet or jump on a grenade and all that type of stuff. Not literally, but
He would.
maybe literally.
He probably would for sure. Yeah, no. Like,
And his schemes are always great. Especially, I think season 1 was great at the end too. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but like Reagan somehow got powers for a minute.
Mob exploded, but then Regan calmed him down, so he had exploded into Regan,
Yeah.
but it was positive. So the thing about Mob Psycho 100 is
It
like,
wasn't who's the green guy?
Dimple.
Oh yeah, Dimple. Yeah, Dimple. I thought he like possessed him for a second. Dimple possesses like everybody. There's a lot of characters in this. It's kind of an ensemble.
Yeah, because he exercised Dimple's like physical form in the first season, so now he kind of just hangs around, and at first he was trying to like just hang around to use them, but now he like legit cares about Mob, and
Yeah.
what's cool. So the thing about something Nick said earlier was, he said coming of age, which is like super true. In the first season, Mob is kind of like, he joins the body improvement club because he's so used to using his psychic powers to do things here and there that his body is like really weak. So he's like, well, I'm trying to do other things for myself, and that was his first step to try and do something for himself. And the whole thing about the reason why it's called Mob Psycho 100 is because of he's like Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell's got like a little jar of emotions, and she can only have one out at a time, and if you poke a hole at the top of it, she goes crazy and shit like that, right? So like Mob is the
Who
same way.
played Tinkerbell in Hook? Was that Julia Roberts?
Julia Roberts. Yeah. The tiny Julia Roberts. Shout out to Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman. But like the whole entire show, it shows like a percentage number going up. And there's a couple times where it happens in season 1 where it reaches 100 and Mob just goes crazy. He's not thinking about nothing. He's only thinking
He basically goes berserk. Yeah.
he's thinking about the one
Super Saiyan.
the opponent in front of him and who made him like go that way. So the whole entire first season is kind of like him trying to figure that out. And in the second season, you do see that happen a couple times, but like he's more trying to figure out other stuff to do for himself. And like there's a couple times where he gets bullied by some high schoolers and people keep stepping in to like protect him. And then there's another part where he's getting bullied and he finally just uses his psychic powers to scare him away. because he's kind of realizing like I gotta do for myself, you know, like nobody owes me nothing.
Yeah, the Body Improvement Club is his after school club when he's not at Reagan's.
Oh yeah,
Is
yeah,
it Regan
yeah.
or Reagan? Anyway, I'm pronouncing it Reagan. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong.
I'm pretty sure it's
You get
Ronald
the
Reagan.
idea.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah.
But like that's the best thing about this show.
I love
though.
the Body Improvement Club. It's just a bunch of really muscle-bound guys who lift weights.
Yeah, but
And
they're not
always like shouting fight songs.
and they're like super masculine, but not in the douchey way. They're just like
yeah, they're like the
they're-
nicest guys.
they're like the nicest supportive people ever. They're like, you can do it or whatever, and they're like, beefy.
fight! Oh, fight! Oh,
Yeah. But that's the best part about this show, though, because as Mob is like trying to figure shit out for himself, everyone around him, like Reagan, his brother Ritsu, and former enemies he had in season 1, the Body Improvement Club, they're all kind of like, dude, we're your support. We got you. Don't let people bully you around. You don't owe nobody nothing. You owe yourself. And they're like, everyone is so nice. Like, you just love every character, including Mob. Like obviously you're probably gonna love Mob the most because of like when he
I
figures.
think a lot of people like Reagan the most though, because he's the most like interesting character.
Shout out to Sen because that's her avatar in Discord. Right? But like
Husbando.
Reagan's awesome though. Reagan is like he's another one of those guys too. Like there's even one part in this season where he was kind of like, I'm not fully considering Mob's feelings, you know, and he can see literally 100 times more things than I can, so the world is different to him than it is to me, because they were going to exorcise these ghosts at like this old like farm in the forest,
Oh yeah.
and the ghosts were just like, we're just living here peacefully before we pass on, like please leave us alone. And
Yeah, it's weird. If you think about it, Mob Psycho has the same type of mood as Kiki's delivery service. You know, like when she's delivering the cake to this house and there's like these ungrateful kids and she gets all like sad about it. And then she's trying to save she doesn't really save the town, but there's like a dirigible at one point and they're trying to like prevent it from crashing. Anyway, same mood as Kiki's delivery service, because like they're both trying to find their place in the world. They both have special powers. Not everybody does. So if you like Kiki's delivery service, watch Mob Psycho. I know it's it's a Ghibli movie. It's not unorthodox, but
also on that level too, that's a good point what you said about Kiki, because the reason she gets upset is because she's doing all this stuff, and like there's a couple times where she sees how ungrateful these people are to these really compassionate people, and she doesn't understand that. She doesn't understand how people can be like that.
yeah,
to
they're
someone-
both like very nice.
Yeah, and
they're
Mob
kind
is
of
the same
naive,
way.
I should say.
Right, right. And Mob is the same
Well,
way.
and-
Like he's saying, he tells some of the people he fights, he's kind of like, I don't understand what your beef is, dude. Like, why?
Yeah,
are you
I would say
this?
the main difference though is like this isn't really like a depression type of show. Like
No,
Mob
not at
doesn't
all.
have that or anything.
Not at
He's
all.
mostly just like he's kind of like a pacifism or pacifistic, and he's trying to improve himself. Like the Body Improvement Club is kind of his like goal, and he wants to get a girlfriend. Like some pretty basic stuff, and he cares about his family.
Right.
So
eventually, he does learn that he can use his powers as long as he's protecting people.
yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I could ramble on about Mob for like another 10 minutes, but I don't know. Mob Psycho 100 is fucking dope. If you haven't seen any of it, you should watch it and then watch this season, because this season was also dope. I don't know if I would say it's better than the first one. I would say
They're about on par. I would say.
I would
They're
say
both very good.
If it's not better, yeah, definitely on par.
The only thing is like the last episode. Was it just me or did it end like a little bit abruptly? Like, was that very last episode ending like not quite enough for you, or is that just me?
I thought there was gonna be, because I don't know how far the manga goes, because I know it's like a web manga, but like the first season ended kind of alluding to this season, and this one kind of didn't allude to anything else. Oh, I just spoiled it. Sorry, but like
Not really.
I
Pretty
mean, no, I kind of feel
The
you.
manga has 16 volumes, so they might need to wait for a little bit more to be done. I'm not sure. I don't know how many volumes were covered in 2 seasons.
I don't either.
I think the average number of volumes per season is like half a dozen ish, something like that. I could be wrong. It depends on the adaptation. Some of them are just like blaze through a volume in like 2 episodes, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they're probably pretty close to caught up in any case. I think they might need to wait like another year or 2.
Yeah, I don't know how far they're gonna take it, to be honest with you. But like the the last half of this show was pretty crazy. So, but anyway, or
Oh, it
this
looks like.
season,
Oh,
I mean.
you know what? It looks like it is finished.
Oh,
The
really?
manga is finished. Okay, I just read that right now.
Oh, okay. Then maybe that's it. I mean,
You know what? Maybe they did cover it all. I should really read the manga. we should probably know this before we talk about it.
right?
but,
Yeah, right. Because I didn't know it was based on a manga.
And it
till-
looked like at least one person wasn't like entirely satisfied with the ending to the manga. So I don't know if this ending was the ending or if it goes further. So
right.
everybody's shouting at their speakers right now and be like, "You idiots!"
Right.
Obviously,
Read
blah,
the
blah, blah.
manga.
So yeah.
I'm sorry, we will. But yeah, watch
Either
it.
way, it's a great show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one, Kaguya-sama Love is War. This was A1 Pictures. Very catchy opening. It has like kind of this, almost like a Kakaguri style opening, I would say. Not quite, but this is a story about. It's kind of like a rom-com type of show, but mostly it's like a comedy psychological show more than that, because they're not really in different locations. They're mostly in the student council room for most of the show. And it's the basic premise is the two main characters, the president is Miyuki Shirogane, and then is she the vice president, Kaguya? Him and her are like the top of the student council basically. And then Chika is also in the council as well. And then another member joins, Yu Ishigami. And so like basically Miyuki and Kaguya are both in love with each other, but they're too proud to admit their feelings. And the entire show is just them going back and forth, cat and mouse, trying to get the other person to admit it before they do. It's kind of like Takagi-san, like the teasing. It's like how does that work? It's like if you laugh, you lose. Not you laugh, you lose, but like if you blush, you lose. Something to that effect. They're trying to win against the other. They're both like dominant. So yeah, this show is very interesting because like the directing style was unique in compared to most anime. It was very creative. Like they didn't just sit in a room going back and forth, left shot, right shot. They had like these cool Chika expressions where her face gets all fuzzy and she's like, eh! And like you'd have stuff like that. And then you'd have like Kaguya and the president like going into these like introspective, like inside their head. You'd have like little scenes of that. It was pretty cool in that sense. And some of the bits were pretty funny where, the president was trying to learn volleyball. Chico was trying to teach him and he was like really bad at it. There's another one where Kaguya gets sick and she turns into like this helpless baby because like for some like pseudoscience reason, it's like, well, the smarter you are, the dumber you get when you get sick. And it's like, okay. And then like this whole like misunderstanding hijinks happens when she's sick and the president visits her. But yeah, like that's the basic idea. It's like a psychological comedy. The only like the main flaw with this show is that it doesn't like really explore the romance. It's kind of like a will they won't they type of romance. It doesn't like, this isn't really a spoiler, but like it's kind of like a fuck you, read the manga type of ending to the show. So if that is something that you don't like, just be aware of that. Definitely check. I think I mentioned it earlier in the pod. At least check out the Chika dance and like Chika's moments. I know Sam you didn't finish this one. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, I didn't. I wasn't really into it, but I do appreciate the fact that it was like.
It looks like the manga is still ongoing, so it's possible that they'll get a sequel.
I do appreciate the fact that it was a romance where you already know the main two characters like love each other. It's just whether or not who's gonna say it first.
Yeah, and if you're gonna do that, this is a fun way to do that. I guess at least they made it pretty fun. But it's like, I don't know. It was only 12 episodes, and one of my other gripes with it is the lack of like change of scenery and like backgrounds. There was like hardly any background changes, or they were mostly in that club room for most of the show. And that's
like
kind of it's something that like almost, yeah, they have like a set. So it's like there's a few different scenes, but it's like, it would have been nice if they had like gone, to another location, a few different times, or if there's some kind of set piece or like, oh, we have to climb this mountain or we have to go to this other location. That'd be nice. I think they talked about going on a vacation to like the beach or the mountains, but I don't. Maybe I just blocked it out, but I don't remember them actually going.
Maybe I just blocked it out.
Dude, I marathoned 30 episodes in 2 days, so for me that's a lot. So I may have forgotten a detail. But in any case, like, yeah, they do kind of stick to one location a lot. So yeah, and it's mostly just kind of like little bits and schemes. So it's not so much. It's weird because like it's kind of similar.
Sounds more like a sitcom every time you say something. It's like
well, it's like Takagi-san, the Master Teaser. It's similar in vein to that show, with probably better directing than that show. But like, it doesn't have like, you don't learn about all the characters aren't as rounded as they are in something like Karikano, His and Her Circumstances, which is what I initially compared this to, because in His and Her Circumstances, the characters like actually do get in a relationship, and they're like, they each have their own thoughts, and like you're in their head. You do in Kaguya too, but it's not to the same extent. Like, they're not really in Kaguya. It's mostly just like, oh, how do I get them to confess? But in Karikano, they're thinking about like, oh, what's the right thing to do? Where do I go? Where do we go from here? That type of thing. They're trying to like learn and grow as people. This one, not so much. So that's like the big difference there. They're not as rounded. Chica's fucking hilarious though. So
just watch it for Chica.
Yeah, no, seriously. I know Zella on the Discord. He really likes this show, and that's fine. It's a fun show, but I'm just pointing out a couple of flaws to it. And it has a high score. It's worth watching. Check it out if you like rom-coms. So there you go.
Ramcams. All right. Next one is Dororo by Studio Mappa. Originally created by the GOAT, Osamu Tezuka. It's based on the manga, or they had a 1980s version too, or not 1980s. What was it? I
think it was earlier. Well, there's like a couple
60s,
different versions.
Excuse me, 69.
There's one in the 60s, and I think there's another one too.
Well, there was Dororo Pilot, which was like the pilot episode that was in the 60s.
Yeah, 1969. There was a 26 episode show.
And then 1969.
Yeah, I think that was it.
1969 it was just called Dororo to Hyakkimaru. But this one didn't have like, he had prosthetics, but like his swords weren't in his arms like in this one was.
Well, they edited a lot of the story for this anime. There's a good Mother's Basement video, crunchyroll.com/basement.
God.
Where he describes how this is adapted from the manga and how they changed a lot of what into it for like mostly for the better. And he explains it. I'm like, oh, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. So the original story was a little bit simpler, but this adaptation, like every action has like a consequence, and they kind of feed into a main story a little bit better. So, on the shoulders of giants. So
yeah.
Tezuka, you built up the base, and we made it better. And by we, I mean not me.
By not me. The Dororo is the name of one of the two main characters. Dororo is the name of the little kid that travels with Hyakkimaru, the other main character. It takes place in the Sengoku period, and there's a little prelude in the first episode. The Kagemitsu, the Lord of Daigo, he makes a pact with demons in exchange for prosperity and rulership of his territory, which is seeing like famine and starvation and bad crops, just bad everything, just bad. So the demons were like, okay, we're going to take something of yours. And he's like, all right. So basically, right when their first kid is born, the demons take the kid's limbs, eyes, nose, ears, and skin. So the baby is just limbless and skinless, and no eyes, nose, or ears. It's pretty gross, actually, because they show it a little bit. But later you find out that a Ronin named Hyakkimaru is this person, and he's going around fighting demons. He's got prosthetic legs, prosthetic arms, and under his prosthetic arms are swords. And then you find out that every time he slays a demon, not every time, but like if he slays like a huge demon, he gets a part of him back. And it starts affecting the pact that his dad, Lord of Daigo, made with the 12 demons all those years ago. I guess in the original it was like 48 demons, and this, for the purpose of this anime, it's 12 demons. But he saves Dororo in the first episode, in the process of fighting a demon. So he kind of just follows him around. But yeah, he's blind, deaf. In the beginning, he's blind, deaf, no arms, no legs. He uses prosthetic legs that he controls with his shoulder muscles and knee muscles, or thigh muscles rather, and blind and deaf, and no smell. And you find out that he can see the color of people's souls. So that's how he can tell he's fighting a demon, is he sees like a big red flame in the shape of the demon, and that's how he knows that that's what he's fighting, which is fucking crazy. But anyway, this show is dope. It's by Studio Mappa, and it was directed by Kazuhiro Furuhashi, who also did he did Get Backers, he did the Fatal Fury movies, which is fucking weird. I guess he also did Hunter x Hunter, but I think that was the older one and not the
the 1999.
Yeah. But yeah, he's got a pretty big resume. I don't know if they would
Gundam Unicorn.
Oh shit. Yeah, I don't know if they would have given this anime to somebody with a resume not as big as his, you know what I mean? But I mean,
oh, he did Samurai X, Trust and Betrayal. Shit. That makes a lot of sense because that's kind of similar to Dororo. Not really, but they're swords.
Yeah,
Samurai.
that's dope. But it kind of reminds me of Katana Gatari. Like every episode, there's like a story about a new character in the village they're in, and
Monster of the Week.
Yeah, monster. Yeah, and every time he fights something, he gets something back, or he's taking something. In the case of Katana Gatari, though, they were just gathering swords, but it kind of reminded me of that, and maybe that's why I liked it. But it was a little more dark, and I don't know. It was just so badass that like under his prosthetic arms are the fucking blades and shit. Like, it was fucking cool, dude. But yeah, like there's a part, like I think it's like episode 3. He gets his hearing back, and it's like he's not used to it. Like he just goes crazy. Like he's just like like. But yeah, he's
like Helen Keller basically.
Yeah,
when he starts out.
Yeah, blind and deaf, and can't smell either. And he's a mute, so he doesn't talk. But like he talks a little bit like later.
I think it's funny how every time he gets his senses, he almost doesn't want senses.
Yeah, he's like getting
he gets a sense of smell, and he's like, "Oh, gross,"
because he's gone through most of his life up until now. Because there is an episode where it kind of shows like what happened to him.
And I think that's one of the adaptation changes they made was that his, at least according to that Mother's Basement video, like. In the original, he had all of his senses, I think, or at least most of them. And in this one, he's like gaining them slowly.
Yeah. Yep. I think in the original, he just had his limbs gone, right?
Yeah, that might be right. I have not read or seen the originals. So.
Right. But honestly, dude, I mean, the animation was pretty decent, and in the fight scenes, it was pretty cool.
Dude, Mappa, is this Mappa?
Mappa,
Mappa helped out with it. Tezuka Productions and Mappa.
Yeah.
Mappa is killing it.
They are. I honestly don't have too much to say about it. I almost kind of just like, you just got to watch it. Like it's some of the themes are like greed, royalty, greed, your blood family versus your chosen.
Greed twice.
Sorry. Yeah. I meant to say like cause I didn't want to say like corporate greed, cause that doesn't make sense. But like, I
just like how you said it, like in like right after the other one.
Greed, your greed.
Yeah.
But like I wanted to say royalty greed because that makes more sense. But like, your blood family versus your chosen family. Like he learns to care. Him and Dororo learn to care about each other later, and it's.
Yeah, because his father is like this. What's it called? He's like overly ambitious, kind of a leader of this village.
Yeah.
And he's like, he wants prosperity at any cost, so he'll sacrifice, his son to get it.
Right. And in the beginning, when it happens, in the first episode,
it causes them to get like punished by the gods and the spirits and all that.
Right. And I didn't even say like how Dororo came to live, because wow, I can't believe I skipped over that. But like the midwife is supposed to go drown him or send him down the river. But she ends up putting him in a boat instead because she's like, wow, you're still alive. Holy shit. Like, how are you still breathing?
Well, he basically should have died.
Yeah, right.
I mean, she basically did what she was told. She didn't like kill him herself, but maybe she didn't.
She was
have
gonna
the
put
heart
him
to
in the
do it.
water at first, but then she was like, "Well, I'll put you in a boat and see what luck, what luck brings you. Hopefully,
Yeah.
you end up living." And then Jukai found him, the prosthetic maker, and then that's how it happened. But yeah, like oh man, all the characters are really fucking cool. Like even his father's second son, Tahumaru, he's actually kind of a cool character too because he's
he's cool.
He's
He's
just like
recently introduced in the past couple episodes.
yeah. I mean, you know of his existence, but like later when you see him, he's actually kind of like he's got the same ambitions as his father, but not like an asshole. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's kind of just like, nah, like I want to do it for the people, my people. Like these people are my country. This is my posse, and I will fight demons for you because I'm the prince and I'm the shit. But like, I don't know, man. Dororo is a
It
really
kind of
cool
reminds me
character.
of the Ushio and Tora a little bit.
I don't think I've
I know
ever
you
seen
didn't
that.
you didn't watch that. Ushio and Tora is another show. Mappa remade it. It was originally from the 90s, and the remake was pretty good, and it has a lot of similarities to Dororo, I would say, because you have like this. Well, there's some similarities, but there's a lot of like demons and supernatural shit going on. But I guess Ushio and Tora takes place in a slightly more modern day setting, but a lot more modern day. Like it's either the 90s or the 2000s. But yeah, so like basically the monster designs are somewhat similar a little bit. Actually, I think Ushio and Tora had better monster designs than Dororo, but like Dororo is from, I mean they're adapting material, so they can't like change it way too much. But yeah, like if you liked Ushio and Tora, then definitely watch Dororo, I would say.
I think
Great
that's probably one of the
soundtrack
recommended.
as well.
I wonder if that's one of the recommended at the bottom. Oh, look, even Katanagatari is a recommended one. But
the main difference is Katanagatari is it's a lot more talky,
yeah, the hour long. Yeah, you can go.
which I like better actually.
You can go listen to our episode on that. Apparently there's a live action Dororo. We should watch that. The Quest of a Samurai. That's cool. Anyway.
Ew, 3D PD.
Ew,
no
3D
thanks.
PD.
We gotta move on. We're running long.
Check out Dororo. All right. I didn't watch
now,
these next couple ones.
What do we got here? So, okay, Domestic Girlfriend. I know a lot of people enjoy it. It has a somewhat. I've heard that it has like a read the manga type of anime ending, where it's like not everything is resolved as much as you'd want. I might pick it up again. We'll see. If another season is announced, I'll probably pick it up again. But as it is, I might just not have time. Boogiepop, I know. I think we should talk about that one like on a future episode, maybe later this month when we finish it. At least give like a brief little review of it.
I just really quickly, I could not watch that. It just.
So you ended up dropping it?
I wanted it to be good because of everything we went through with that, me and you. But
yeah,
dude,
and a lot of people really like the old one too. And maybe I should rewatch the old one, but like I missed something in that. I don't know.
But I was also an edgy emo kid, so it's probably another reason why I really like the old one. Like,
it's one of those things. It's like Concrete Revolution. It's like, yeah, you like it if you can parse everything they're saying and like do calculus and figure shit out. But it's like, god damn, man, just tell me the story.
yeah, right. That's exactly what it was. Like, I felt like the first 15, 18 minutes of the show was just like them figuring shit out and talking, and then it was the last 2 or 4 minutes of the episode where shit happened or you find answers, and it's like, God, like you could have went through this already. Like this could have been a movie. Like you should have just made this a movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Monaria Friends, I end up dropping. It had good animation and everything, but man, I don't got time.
I don't got time. I wasn't into
okay.
Monaria
So,
Friends.
oh, My Roommate is a Cat. I almost missed that one.
Dude, I love that
you
show.
finished this one. I ended up dropping it just because like it's just not my type of show. But I know you really liked it.
Well, I really liked it as I mentioned in our first impressions, because I have a bias towards it because of Boo, and I had to put her down like a little over a year ago. And Haru looks like Boo, and she's feisty like Boo. But the best thing about My Roommate is a Cat, like Catface Johnson aside, is that every episode, what it does is cut the episode in half. The first half, you're basically watching the episode twice, except one is from the writer guy's point of view, and then the second half is from her point of view. and then at the end of the series, some shit happens, and she's a cat. But like, it's so funny how different their point of views are.
The cat doesn't die, does it?
No.
Okay, that was my only guess.
No, but there's
Does it run away?
Yeah, kind of.
AKA
She goes
die?
searching for yeah.
Spoilers. Massive spoilers for My Roommate is a Cat.
But there's one part where, like, just for example, really quick, there's one episode where they go to a friend's house or a homie's house, and he brings the cat face, and there's another cat there that guy has, and it's like, oh man, looks like Haru really likes Hachi there. It's like, oh yeah, oh, they must like each other. It's weird because Haru normally doesn't like their cats or whatever. And then it goes to her point of view, and it turns out that Hachi is her little brother, like from the streets or whatever. And it was just like, aw, this is kind of cute. Like, it was like, I don't know. If you like cats and you don't mind slice of life, like it's just the way it's told is really cool. I like how it's cut in half, 2 point of views. You're watching the episode twice, but from different point of views. Him and then the cat. It's really cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
Him and his cat,
him
as
and
opposed to she and her cat.
Him and her, yeah, him and his cat.
Compared to what's that guy who made Your Name? God damn it,
Makoto
I can't
Shinkai.
think of it. Makoto Shinkai. Yeah, he made she and her cat, which I think was better than My Roommate is a Cat.
Fuck
Don't
you.
at me.
But yeah, no, I like it. It's really cool. Obviously it's 10 out of 10 because Catface Johnson, but it's also just the way it's told is a cool show. But anyway,
Okay, so next we have a Nick show, one that I finished. I don't know if you didn't watch this one. I don't think.
which one?
Wataten, An Angel Flew
I
Down
didn't
to
know.
Me.
I didn't watch this. This is stupid.
Or Watashi Natenchi, yeah. So this is a slice of life. Cute girls doing. It's more like a cute lolly show. It's not really a club show, so I wouldn't really call it a cute girl doing cute thing. It kind of is. It's based on a 4-koma manga by Studio Dogakobo. They also did Uzumade, which everybody wants to mention, because Uzumade and this show have some parallels, although I would say Uzumade is a little bit... I don't know. I would say Uzumade was a little bit harder to stomach, just because the maid was like an actual lolicon, and in this show, Mya-nee, aka Miyako, she's not like a lolicon. She just gets like cuteness aggression from these girls, and maybe there's something lost in translation, but like she's not like. It's almost like you see a cat, right, or a dog or whatever, and you're like, wow, that's really cute. I'm gonna hug it to death. You know, that's kind of her version of it. So she is this kind of shut-in girl. She's not a NEET because she actually is in college. She's like studying fashion of some sort. And so she's really into cosplay. But the only thing is she doesn't really have any friends, at least not that she's aware of. She has like this stalker girl who's her friend, which that's a funny thing. In a lot of cute girls shows, there's always like a stalker girl who stalks the main character. And she's like, oh, we're friends. And the character's like, oh, I guess we are. So that was kind of funny. But the character designs in this are really cute. Like her little sister Hinata and Hana and Noah are super adorable. So if you like the cute girl shows, definitely check this one out. It has great animation. The voice acting is also really good. Rika Nage does a great job on Hinata. It's kind of a show where they try to get their sister out, or Hinata tries to get Miyako out of her shell, and like, you know, to get rid to help alleviate some of her social anxiety and all that. So they're like, the little girls are like, they think that she doesn't have any friends, so they're like, we'll be your friends. And everybody just like takes pity on her. She's not like that far gone. That's the funny thing, but she does have like some anxiety, social anxiety issues. She's very shy, so they're trying to help her out of that. It's just a very cute show overall. It's weird because like, I really liked it, but I didn't give it like a super high score just because it didn't quite have. I think I gave it a slightly above average, but like it just didn't have enough of like catharsis for me to really bump it up. It was a little bit too light at times, which is fine. That's the type of show it is. So, you know, if you like this type of show, check it out. Very cute. That's about it.
Very cute.
The last episode was like a musical, half the episode, so that's pretty fun. What do we got next? Skipping a couple that we dropped. Endro, another cute girl show.
Yeah,
Are
another
you
cute
caught
girl
up to
show.
this?
Nope. I have a couple left, but
Same.
it's not even just like, aside from it being a cute girl show, it's also like, because they're on this island, and it's about this girl named Yulia and her party of friends. They confront the demon lord, and they like try and cast a sealing spell, but it just fucks up, and they send the demon lord back in time to before Yulia became a hero. So then they have to go to like this academy or this thing called adventure school, so that they can be heroes again. But like, so Yulia's like, she's got a sword. She's like a warrior or a paladin or a warrior. And then like Sarah is a priest. And then there's another warrior and then a mage. But like the design of the characters are kind of like, it's kind of like that, not chibi, but like shorty style, you know? But like, yeah, it's like
Moe.
Yeah, moe.
It's a moe
yeah,
design.
Moe, cute girls, different colored hair girls doing RPG things. It kind of
is like Lucky Star, I think.
yeah, like Lucky. It kind of like it kind of is like a, not a homage, but like, yeah, kind of an homage to like older,
Or Girls Last Tour. That's chibi.
yeah, Girls Last Tour. Yeah, it's kind of an homage to like,
Pop Team Epic.
all
I'm just
right,
gonna keep listing stuff.
to JRPGs,
Sorry.
old JRPGs like from like Dragon Warrior and stuff like that. It is a little more reminiscent, I would say, of like the first Final Fantasy game, if anything, on Nintendo. But dude, I don't know. It's
They have cards, so the cards give them power, right?
Yeah. Well, the mage
They're
has
like
cards.
Catalan cards. What's the name of them? I forgot the name. Starts with a C.
Cartado.
Cartado. There you go.
The mage has them. She's got an obsession with them, so she's got a bunch of
Best
them.
Girl. Mesa.
Yeah. Best girl.
By the way, the dub is like watchable, but it's nowhere near. I watched a few episodes dubbed. I'm sorry, but English people, you're too sloppy. You can't do the cute girls. You just can't do it. You're not as good. It's weird. They can do like princess types, but like the younger the girl gets, the less it makes sense. If they're supposed to be cute or dandere or whatever, like they can't really. These English actors, man, I'm telling you.
Actually, Amanda Lee, or Amelie, the YouTuber, she does like English covers of anime songs. She does the voice of, well, she's done a lot of voices since 2010, but she does the voice of Yulia.
And so it's weird. Like it's passable dub. There's a couple characters that are good. I know the princess is pretty decent, but Mesa doesn't sound anything like the Japanese one, which kind of bugged me. So
yeah, that's
my
always
favorite character.
like super noticeable right away. Where it's like,
That's my favorite character. She's not deadpan enough. I want her to be deadpan.
She's not deadpan enough.
English people cannot do deadpan. Like they are just awful at it. I can't do it. I'm filthy. I smell like milk and dogs.
I smell like milk and dogs. I'm filthy. But yeah, no, this show is cool. Like I thought it was. At first, I was like I watched the cover. I saw the cover of it, and Nick was like, "Oh, Sam, you gotta watch this. I'm Nick. Oh, lollies." But like, so right away, I was like put off by it. I was like, "This is stupid. I gotta watch it." But then like, it had like the fantasy video game aspect that was really cool, and I kind of was into that. And like, their weapons look fucking cool. The character designs, of pretty much most of it is fucking dope.
I think it has my favorite character designs of the season. Maybe.
I wouldn't argue that.
There's a lot of good ones. I mean, all the good shows have good designs, obviously. But although I would say Kaguya, the character designs of Kaguya are not actually that good, except for Chika.
Chika's is really good. I thought Kaguya was good. I like her black hair and her red eyes. Like,
yeah. She's okay.
The guys were okay. They were all right, but like,
they're okay. I'm just being a hater.
2 out of 10.
Look, I just love the little hat on Mesa, okay? Give me a hat, and I'm set.
But yeah, Endro's cool.
Strongly recommend the sub.
Strongly recommend the stub, the pay
Does
stub.
have any notes? I didn't even have notes for Endro. I watched it, and I liked it. That's about it.
I watched it, and I liked it.
It's more just comedy than anything. It doesn't really have much like heartwarming moments, I would say. It has like a couple maybe, but Wataten was a lot more heartwarming. So I gave Wataten like a slightly higher score because I'm a soft boy. So,
but yeah,
I'm soft. I can't get into the salty spittoon.
The salty spittoon. Yeah, you had to go to Weenie Hut Jr.
Yeah. So then there's a lot more shows that we didn't get a chance to check out.
Well, I think
that's
Slime is like
there's
gonna
some
keep
sequels,
going, isn't it?
sequels. Yeah. Here we go. Scrolling down to the sequels, we have One Piece. Just kidding. The Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime, Studio 8-bit. Yeah. So this one is.
I didn't catch up on this.
This one is the season 1 of the show.
Yeah, started.
And
Started.
it was
in
a
fall.
2-cour, so like 24 episodes. I did finish it. I would say the first half of the show is definitely better than the second half, because the second half's like it just has like a little bit of it really slows down in terms of like what is happening. There's not a lot that happens, at least comparatively.
Mhm.
But it is it's just kind of like a fun isekai like fantasy show, kind of in the vein of it's a more fun like happy version of, actually no, it's not really comparable to Shield Hero other than being isekai, but it's kind of like Log Horizon a little bit, because they're discovering things about this world, and like that's kind of the point of it, except this one is not nearly as good, because what happens with this is the slime is just so overpowered that he can like do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, it's cool to see him progress and find things out about himself, like his abilities and shit.
Yeah. And there are some good heartwarming moments, especially in that first half with what's her name, Shiro, where he like eats the Shizue. That was a really great moment, and like the parts with the goblins I really enjoyed. But yeah, it's kind of a story. It's kind of like this socialist utopia almost, where he's like really trying to help every single person, and everybody's working toward a common goal. That's a very simplified version. I'm not.
Yeah, like the
economist.
companions he gains along the
don't
way
have
and
me on that,
shit,
but-
like they become his support.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Mob in that sense. Like, yeah.
A little bit,
little
yeah,
bit.
kind of like a more collective version of that. But yeah, again, the last half of it really slowed down, and so I couldn't give it like a really high score. I gave it kind of a slightly above average. I don't know. It's easy. It's a pretty easy watch though. So.
But there's going to be
fantasy
more,
setting.
right? Because I think the manga goes pretty.
Yeah, a second season was, I believe, announced. I think 2020, sometime in 2020.
There's a lot of shit in 2020 we got to
So
watch.
apparently a lot of shit goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a good show, but yeah, again, I think like wait for the second season, because that's gonna have like more plot that goes on. This one almost ended on. It's weird. This one ended literally on a recap, at least where I watched it. So it's like what?
Right.
And like before that, there's like a semi, not quite filler, but just a slow arc. So I'm being really negative on it, but I still really enjoyed it, especially that first half. Good show.
That's what's up. SAO, dude. I mean,
Alicization.
we don't have to talk about it too much, but
If you haven't heard of Sword Art Online,
yeah, right. Yeah.
what the fuck are you doing?
I mean, every time I watch SAO now, I'm just expecting the cheesiness, the cheesy shonen, whatever. But like,
This had a really good soundtrack. This probably had my favorite soundtrack of the season.
it did. This SAO is better than the last. Like Mother's Rosario was good, but that was like super cheesy. And then Excalibur was whatever, and then Gun Gale was kind of eh.
Oh, is it Yuki Kadra? Who did the music for this? Yeah, Yuki Kadra. There we go. I think she did it for all the SAOs.
Oh, okay.
I guess that makes sense that it's my favorite, because she's like really good. she did Dot Hack, SAO, Alno Zero,
Dot Hack is what's up, dude. But yeah, like
a ton of stuff.
this season is good. It was cool to see, to finally get some answers on
Sarado Kyokai, holy shit.
on
Right.
some shit, and then it was also good to finally watch another SAO where most of it takes place in a game. And you know,
this one was almost entirely in the game.
yeah, well,
I think that's like actually one of my like a nitpick I'll have. They didn't switch between the game and reality enough. Am I wrong on that, or am I just nitpicking?
I don't think you're nitpicking. I think you're more talking about the way it was, the way they
Because
laid
in the
out.
first SAO they really did that. They went back and forth, and that was this cool like tension.
They kind of did. And you mean the Eincrad arc? No, the Eincrad arc was mostly all in the game. The Alfheim
Maybe
arc.
I'm thinking of later arcs.
The
Yeah.
Alfheim arc they did because Asuna was still asleep, or whatever.
Look, if somebody's not about to get molested in their hospital bed, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I was kind of
kidding.
I was kind of hoping not to see like the rapey situation happen in this arc, but then it still happened.
It's SAO, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Come on.
But like, no, it was cool, dude. And it's not really technically what Kirito's in is not really a game. It's a virtual world that's being tested on using the world seed, but it's called Underworld. And
Yeah, and they use your soul or something, like your Fluctlight.
your Fluctlight, yeah, which is
Whatever the fuck that is.
something in the part of your brain up your butt in the heart.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It plugs into your soul.
Something really ridiculous. There was a
because
couple.
That's a thing.
There was a couple ass pulls in this too, just like every other SAO. But it was fucking cool. It was still fucking dope. Like
Yeah, I enjoyed the villains in this one.
Blonde Kirito was pretty cool.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, he was.
Yu-Gi-Oh
dope.
and Kirito is like definitely canon now. Like they're definitely banging in all the dojins.
Dude, they're cool together. Like it was cool watching them fight
Yeah.
together. It was dope.
Not that I'm interested in that. I'm just saying like it's so obvious. It's like so yaoi.
Like that's so obvious. Like you know they're banging,
Dude,
bro.
it's like Hibike Euphonium level, right? Where it's not actually gay.
me
but
and
it
Nick.
is.
Me and Nick
you
are at
know?
a party with like 3 of our other friends, and no one else came, and we're just like drinking in the basement. Like, dude, like you know they're banging. Like,
I ship it.
you know they're having
No,
sex. Like,
All right, Yu-Gi-Oh, this is how you do a rub and tug.
I'm just in the corner, like, yeah, but the way they do it is not the Einkrad style. But yeah,
Not
no,
enough asana. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's my complaint. Not enough asana.
dude, it was cool to see Asuna's Gun Gale form though. Like that was dope. There was
Yeah.
in the beginning.
She was
when
in
they're-
like the early half of the show, and then like after that, she wasn't even in it.
well, because the way they told it, they wanted to wait to show you what was happening at the base they were at, Wrath, until the very like end. Spoilerinos.
Yeah, so there's gonna be the war. There's gonna be a sequel coming out, I think, probably next year.
Oh yeah,
I'm
fuck
guessing.
that ending. By the way, the worst cliffhanger ever. Fuck you. Fuck SAO. I'm not watching it anymore.
Yeah, a lot of cliffhanger. I like the villain at the end though. The naked chick,
The
the
Pontifex. yeah.
administrator. She was
Yeah.
like basically the administrator
Yeah.
or something.
She gained her own intelligence and figured out everything of the world she was in, pretty much, and then used that her
Yeah,
to
plus-
her advantage to become like.
Plus, she's a naked chick, evil naked girl.
I hated that. I thought that was stupid. It's like, dude,
I
you.
thought that was awesome.
Yeah, of course. Dude, it's awesome. She's
What?
naked.
It's better than Alice's CG armor. Sorry, her armor was kind of gross looking sometimes. Sometimes it looked okay. but-
Someone in our Discord called her a discount saber. It's really funny.
yeah. Well, I mean, every character is if you think about it. So is Violet Evergarden.
Hey, hold on.
Shots
now.
fired.
Hold on now.
Shots fired.
Relax. Definitely better. Definitely my favorite arc, other than Einkrad, though. Like I like it better than Gun Gale. I like it better than Alfheim, and the other ones. Like I definitely do. It's really cool. The way the
Yeah.
the way the shit works in Underworld is super cool.
They all blend together to me. I rank the show as like straight across the board 5 out of 10. But
5
it's
out of
like
10.
really easy to watch.
It is easy to watch.
It-
It's a little mindless.
Not in terms of quality. It's just like, yeah, it's 5. It has some really great moments and like good, like thematic, like the aesthetics really show you what the world is about. Unlike a lot of shows like like any of the other isekais, really.
Mm-hmm.
Sword art, you can really tell like this is sword art. Like this is the world, you know?
Hell yeah. All right. I think, well, there's also this short that we watched. Nick made me watch it. Hulaing
Oh,
Babies.
System Call. I have to say System Call. I wrote that in the show notes.
System call. Remove
Dude,
core
when that little
protection.
monkey dude said System Call, that was some great voice acting. Holy shit.
Oh, the
He
senator?
like screamed it. The jester guy.
Yeah, the
He's
senator.
like, System Call!
Yeah,
And I got
dude,
like
he's
goosebumps every time. I'm like, oh shit.
fucking creepy, dude. When he summons like the fucking fire genie or whatever, yeah. Dude,
Yeah,
that was
dude.
fucking crazy.
That was dope.
That was a
Oh
cool
my
boss
God, I
fight.
love that guy. SAO, Slime. I think we're about done. We got Hulaing Babies,
That's
which is a short.
This is
that
a
we
short,
watched.
and it's about a.
And it's not even like fan subbed yet.
Yeah. I watched a couple on YouTube. That's where I watched it because they did.
Yeah, it's about 9 episodes in, I think.
There's fan subs on YouTube if you want to watch it, but
Yeah.
it's just about these girls who start a hula club, and it's kind of funny because hulaing is not the verb for doing the hula. It's saying the verb is the hula, doing the hula, but they call it hulaing babies because they're hulaing.
That's why I thought it was a Chinese word. I'm like, howling.
Yeah, in our first impressions episode, you're like,
That's why I skipped it. I'm like, fucking China. Come on.
fucking China, dude.
Anytime there's an X, I'm like, nope.
Yeah, the only
Just kidding.
Chinese shows that me and Nick watch around here is Thunderbolt Fantasy. Okay, fuck you. But like,
It's like Taiwanese though, right?
yeah, no, yeah, it's by Taiwanese.
Oh, that's the
people.
same thing if you ask a Chinese person. So
Yeah, it's kind of like Japan and Okinawa, except they got a worse relationship. But yeah, but like, fucking
save that for the geopolitics podcast.
say that for the geopolitics. I'm sorry, say it for the
Can't even say
geopolitics podcast. But yeah, no, Hulaing Babies is really cool though. It's kind of like Working Buddies, where like nothing happens, but you still want to watch it because of the way it looks and the way things happen. Which
Yeah, it's got a really like bright, soft color palette.
yeah, like
The foreign girl with the blonde hair, she moves using her hair.
yeah, Mona, yeah,
It's fucking funny. They're just floating around. Like, they don't really animate. They have like no budget. It's like a 4-minute episode and they still have no budget. It's fucking great though, because they use their hair to like do everything. And like, she grabs the microphone with her hair. She's like a monkey almost. It's great.
yeah, dude.
And she's my favorite one. Definitely the blonde-haired foreign girl. She's the funniest one.
For sure.
Otherwise, like, it's honestly, it's a short, so like there's only so much of a ceiling you can get with a short.
Right, yeah. You can't really. You almost kind of can't rate it just because it's like.
I know, it's like it's like the concept
Right.
is cool, and I like the hair, but it's not like gonna make me think introspectively about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's a few exceptions. Like, well, actually, if you look at another short, I can't understand what my husband is saying. That one is actually really good and had like a really good story.
Mm-hmm.
You should check that one out, Sam. You'd love that. But this one is very light. So
Yeah,
fun.
it's another one of those mindless ones, kind of like Kaiju Girls or Working Buddies. Honda Face or Skullface Johnson, bookseller Honda Face. That one's got a little bit more of a story, even though that's still like slice of life short. But
yeah, that's like a working.
yeah.
Like, this is what it's like to work here. You know.
He works at a bookstore and he's a Skullface Johnson. He's like, there's one episode where he has to sell like Fujo to a bunch of girls, and he's like doesn't know what to say to them. He's like,
Save it for the Honda Face podcast.
Save it for the Skullface Honda Face.
But yeah, so that's about everything. I say.
That we finished. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. As I stuttered to say that,
we kind of went over some of the ones we dropped, and Danny can give her opinion. I know she finished Slime, or she's about to
and
finish it.
we'll give our opinions on JoJo Part 5 and Kakaguri as well later on. The only thing is, like, Kakaguri isn't officially out on Netflix yet, I don't think, the
Right.
second season. So it's just kind of, it's a little awkward to review it now, plus we didn't have time. That's the main thing.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I think we should touch on those in a later episode.
I still kind of like how we did this over the award style better, but
This is easier.
This is
'cause
easier.
we got to give every show its due and everything.
it's just fun to talk about, what we
We
finished.
could
and
give
shit.
like our favorite OP and ED if we want.
My
but-
I didn't really have any favorite EDs. Well, the Dororo one was kind of cool.
Yeah,
but
that
my-
was good.
My two favorite EDs are Cayenne by
OP
Queen
or
Bee
ED?
from Dororo, and Touch Off by Uberworld from Promised Neverland. Those are my two favorite OPs. And the ED from Dororo, I like.
Dude, just give me SAO across the board. Fuck it.
You know
I
what?
love the soundtrack on that show.
the first Alicization opening was pretty cool, and
yeah, I like the openings, endings. I like the main soundtrack.
which was also Lisa, too, by the way. But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, the soundtracks for the battle theme is fucking dope.
that's not fair though. Yuki Kadra's like a legend. I mean, come on.
She is good, isn't she? Like
She's
holy
done like
shit.
everything, man. Yeah.
Fucking A, dude. But yeah, dude, you should check out Yuki Kadra. Check out Uberworld too, because like their other music is fucking dope. If you like the opening to Promised Neverland, their other music is sick. But yeah, I like
those are great. Yeah, Promised Neverland and Dororo.
Dude, Dororo's is just so cool, dude. And actually, the opening animation itself, there's a couple of parts where you see Dororo drawn in Osamu Tezuka's original style. And
Yeah.
It's super cool, yeah. I like it.
I mean, I suppose if you look at like the animation of the opening, then that one probably has the best, or the most interesting.
Definitely.
Maybe Promised Neverland will give it a run.
Right. Well, actually,
SAO is just SAO. It's good.
Mob
but,
Psycho's opening was
Yeah, Mob Psycho, Studio Bones. that's
visually was fucking dope. Because, like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
this big collage of dancing bullshit. And then at the end, they're all fighting across the city. It's dope. But yeah, anyway. We
Is
could
that
go on
broccoli
about
as well,
Yeah, broccoli.
I think. I know the first OP had a lot of broccoli.
Because Regan's got a broccoli plant.
Dude, okay, look at the art for Mob Psycho on Mal. It's like a cityscape, but in the shape of a piece of broccoli.
I just noticed that it was a piece of broccoli.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, holy
I
shit.
thought it was just some like surreal upside down shit, but it's actually broccoli.
Yeah. It's broccoli. Eat your broccoli, kids.
Wow, I feel stupid not noticing that. I thought it was just like some surreal upside down crazy shit. Oh, I see Mob right there in the middle. He's like sitting in the little... Okay. Dope. Piece of broccoli. I like steamed broccoli. Nick likes steamed broccoli. We also like Mob Psycho.
We got to rank our power rankings real quick.
Oh, do it.
We're an hour and a half in.
You go ahead. You go first. You want to just do like the top 5?
I'll just run mine down.
Okay.
I'm just going to run them down. All right.
Run them down.
Maybe I'll go from the bottom. Okay. I think I'm going to switch them. I'll put Endro at the bottom.
Okay.
Kaguya-sama at number 6. Dororo at 5. SAO 3 or Alicization at 4. Wataten at 3. Promised Neverland at 2. And Mob Psycho at 1.
Okay. It's also kind of hard because Dororo is going to go into the next season, but...
Yeah, that one's not finished, so I didn't have it like as high.
But even so, it's still fucking dope.
I guess Slime would be on there, but that's...
I just put Hulaing Babies at 7.
It's not done yet.
I just put Hulaing Babies at 7 because, yeah. And then I put Endro, SAO, my roommate is Cafe's Johnson, and I'll switch Dororo to 3 because it's not finished. Promised Neverland at 2, and Mob at 1.
I guess technically Neverland isn't finished either, but it finished the arc, so...
Right, yeah. We're not getting another season.
Oh, man. The last few episodes of Neverland were great. I was, like, cheering.
I was too, dude. Oh, my God. I was like, go.
Like, yeah!
Fuck yeah, dude. Go. Actually, at the end of SAO and the end of Mob, I was also doing that. I was like, let's go. Yeah. Fight bitches. Anyway, there you go. Winter review. Going into spring. We're going to give you our spring first impressions in a couple weeks here. And, let us know what you guys liked in the winter. I mean, I think
like 3 weeks, give or take.
Thanks to our seasonal discussion channel, I got a pretty good idea what you guys like. But let me know when you finish what your tops were. Let us know. And
we should run a Google poll or something.
Yeah, we can do that. Or a Twitter poll. Well, no, Twitter poll doesn't let you do as much, right? But yeah.
Yeah, the Google forums, I think you can set something up. It's really easy.
But let us know what you guys like, okay? Thank you for listening every week. We love you guys so much. Your support is fucking amazing. Thank you so much for that. I've been Sam the Bomb. Nick Too Slick. No Tier. Now in the Drop Club, Nick. And we've been the Anime Summit Podcast. Oh, you know what? I'm going to switch my number 1 to Catch It 1, actually.
God damn it.